Hello, book lovers. Welcome back to Pro Cabinet with Books. This is me, Yamini, and today I got to see that Goodreads actually has a whole list of booktube recommended books that are listed there, and it has thousands of books, if not less. But today we'll be just going through the top 100 of them, and I'll be telling you which of those books did I personally find intriguing and which one was just a hard pass for me. So we'll be quickly starting the booktube recommendations. The first book that we have in the list over here is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This is one of my five-star reads, and though I personally don't really like the other books by teacher, this one has by far expanded all my expectations till date, and it was definite 5 out of 5 star. I do recommend you to read this one. The next one that we have is The Song of Achilles, which was again a great Greek mythology book, but in a twisted retelling from Achilles' perspective and his love life and other things about him. And it was really emotional and I loved it to the core. I do recommend it. The next book in here we have is Illuminae. No, I haven't read this, and I honestly don't have much idea what this book is about, so I'm not really sure if I should be recommending this. The Truly Devious, this is a series of 4 books in it, so if you can stick through the whole series only, then I recommend you to read this. Otherwise, you can just skip them through. It's good, but it's not that good. Next one we have is Strange the Dreamer. I've not heard of it honestly, and I don't know why this is here. Radio silence is not something that I personally recommend. It does not tally up with my kind of expectations or the kind of books that I personally like to read, so I don't really recommend this. Next up, we have The Kiss Quotient, which obviously no, I don't recommend. I'm not a romance person, and this was not one of the books that I personally feel like reading or recommending on my channel, so no, hard pass. The next one is Darker Shade of Magic. This is again a duology by Victoria Schwab, who is one of my favorite authors of all time. She has written some of the really best ones. If I talk about in fantasy and magical realism genre, she has outdone herself. She's one of my favorite authors. Must read her works. If you can, just find out any book by that author, and I'm mostly sure you will like it. Without any further wondering, The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows. This one I've actually heard about. I have heard that this is quite emotional as well, but I'm not too sure if this is for everybody. So you might want to give the blurb a try before picking this one up. Not a full-fledged recommendation, but yeah, if it suits your genre preferences, I think you can do this. Six of Crows, yes, obviously I've read Lee Bardugo's whole series of the Grisha world, but Shadow and Bone still is my favorite as compared to the Six of Crows duology. So yeah, I recommend that more over this book. The next book on the list here is A Little Life, which I think is very audience specific. Again, the people who read this book do love it absolutely, but I personally feel that I don't need so much of sorrow from a book in my life, and I don't really want to experience that level of pain, especially when I know it will give me a lot of pain. I would rather skip this through. The next book is The Raven Boys, again a part of a whole big series out there, so only stick to it in case you want to invest your time and efforts into it. It does take a little effort, this one, I would surely tell you that. Vicious is the book one in the villains duology that we just discussed up. So yeah, I do recommend this as well. Shadow and the Bone, definitely recommended. I do like the book series a lot. The show, you already know what my viewpoints are about that show, and I personally don't feel that it was required to break the book so much and make this kind of a show out of it just by merging too many stories. It did not live up to the expectations of any of the books. So next one we have People We Meet on Vacation, said to be a really good book. I haven't tried it yet, so I'm reserving my point of view for this one. The Love Hypothesis, no, I would not personally recommend it. Way better books out there for you to invest your time into. The House in the Cerulean Sea, yes, you must definitely give this a try. If fantasy is your thing, you should give this one a try. It has a very sweet font family trope, and it's a wonderful read for sure. The Starless Sea, I'm ready to read this one. I have read the other book by this author, The Night Circus, but not this one, so I'm not too sure if I should be recommending this right now. So we'll skip this through. Sadie, it's a hard pass for me. Yeah, you can find some other books as well. The Poppy War, definitely yes. I've been screaming through on my channel on Instagram and booktube both. Please read the Poppy War series if you can manage a piece heavy chunk of literature. Please do read it. It is awesome. Station 11, no, not so much. Hating Game, no way am I going to recommend this book to anyone. The Secret History, I did try to read this and I was like 70% into the book, but it's just too overly philosophical, and basically it feels like someone is reading out a research paper to you on your face, and I don't really like such kind of books. It's not very engaging personally, so no. Court of Thorns and Roses, no way. No Sarah J. Maas books on my channel. I don't recommend them. And We Were Liars, yes, you can give this one a try. It's a decently good. Clockwork Angel, very good, but you might have to commit to the whole Cassandra Clare world build up of Shadowhunters and others. Though they are individual series, I still recommend people to read all the books in the right order. Otherwise, it's a little haphazard to get clue of who's doing what and why. So yeah, The Seven and a Half Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. No, I haven't seen this one, and probably I will give this a try and then I'll recommend you or not recommend you. Project Hail Mary, no, I don't recommend it. Better than movies. Well, yeah, books are certainly better than movies, but for this one, not so sure. The Picture of Dorian Gray, high time recommended, 5 out of 5 star, classic favorite one of mine. Bunny is, yeah, it's good, but audience specific. Beware of the content. It ends with us. Unlike her other books, I think this is Koho's best work, personally, from my point of view. This is the only book by her that I did enjoy very much. Next up, we have The Gilded Wolves. Yes, I do recommend this one. It's a good fantasy series. If you love fantasy, you can give this a try. The Nevernight Chronicles, no, not anymore. Sorry. Let me just delist this from my shelf right now. I don't want to do that later, probably. I don't recommend this book, especially for the age group at which this book is targeted. No, big no. The Night Circus, yes, I do recommend this book. It is very beautiful. The Man Called Ovi, yes, I do recommend it. To Kill a Kingdom, okayish book. Not a big yes, not a big no. It's fine. Snow Like Ashes, no. If We Were Villains, yes. Scythe, I haven't read it, nor have I rated it in the back days, so I don't know. Rebecca, I have read it and I found it pretty average compared to the hype that this book makes, and considering it's a classic, no, I don't recommend it. There are better classics out there. Because You Love to Hate Me, no, thank you. Red Rising, no. When Dimple Met Rishi, no. The Savage Song, I am a V.E. Schwab fan, but I would let you guys skip this one. There are better ones. So next up we have Bird Box. No, I don't recommend it. Name of the Wind, no thank you. The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer, yes, maybe, you can. These Broken Stars, I've heard a lot about them, but I haven't really tried them. And considering I haven't tried them, I'm sure you wouldn't, so no. Let's just pass that one. City of Bones, Mortal Instruments, yes. Fantasy Lovers, yes, yes, that's the way to go. And with that, we have done with the first 50 books in here. Let's go to page 2 for the next portion of update. Loading slowly. There we have Aristotle and Dante, recommended by a lot of people. I don't personally recommend it. There is nothing much entertaining personally to be spoken of here, so no thank you. The Cruel Pins, yes, it's a little silly, but I still like the series. So yeah, I have a soft spot for this particular one by Holy Black. I do recommend it for people to try. And book lovers, yes, I do recommend it. This is one of the only Emily Henry books that I've read. Yeah, I know she's a lot in trend these days, but this is one of her books that I would recommend you to read. Next up, we have Piranesi. Yes, it's a great Greek mythology book. I do recommend you to read this one. On Earth, We Are Briefly Gorgeous. This is again a very sad little story, and if you want to commit to that sadness, go ahead and read it. I won't stop you. I personally don't want that sadness in my life, so I'll keep this book at bay. I know it's very good, no offense, but no, thank you. City of Stairs. No, I don't recommend this book. Sandlin Ascent. No, not this one either. The Sundown Motel. Some people say it's very good, some people say it's not so much. I personally didn't find anything very intriguing about this particular murder mystery, so no, we'll pass this one. Such a Fun Age, you can give this a try considering the age group and the story. Yes. The Vanishing Half, no thank you. I did give this one a try 2 years back when it was in a lot of trend, but that I DNF'd this. It wasn't, the story wasn't that gripping, honestly, and I was just getting haywired scattered through around. So yeah, skipping this one for now. Her Body and Other Parties could be for someone who enjoys a specific kind of subgenre. This might be the one for you. Next up, we have In the Dream House, and strangely, this is a non-fiction book, a memoir basically, but it is very good. So yes, I do recommend you to read this one. Before the Coffee Gets Cold, now this book is having mixed reviews, but I personally found it a 5 star. It is nice. It has a beautiful magical realism aspect to it, which I did enjoy. People who don't tend to enjoy it might want to basically stay away from this one, but otherwise, yeah, a pretty good book. It also has two other parts out there in case you want to enjoy it, but the book is complete in its own. So yeah, this one book I would recommend. Dangerous Alliance, no thank you. A Song of Wrath and Ruin, no. Lovely Ward, no. No. Next one also. Sorcery of Thorns, I am having mixed reviews about this one. It is a good, decent paced book, but there is nothing that would hook you and bring you back to this book if you stop reading ever. Like I started reading this book around March, and I haven't got the chance to get back to it yet. So not that big of a hooking personality is there in this book. A decent fantasy house, however. The Afterlife of Holy Chase, no thank you. The Perks of Being Wallflower, great book, great movie as well. It has Emma Watson. Next up, we have Red, White, and Royal Blue. I did read this. I don't recommend it. Sky in the Deep. I don't recommend it. The Kiss of Deception. No, thank you. The Nightingale. Yes, please. Dark Matter. Maybe so. The Children of Blood and Bone. This is again a duology book that I bought before I read them, and then I just read the first book and never got to the second book. So it's okay, but I won't really recommend it. The Thief. Yes, you can give this one a try. It's a very different take. The Queen of Tearling. Yeah, okay. The Hate You Give. It has a good concept, but the projection part I'm not so sure about. So you can take your own call on this one. Hunted. Yeah, maybe so. Not really, but though. The Demon King. No, I won't recommend. The Girl with All the Gifts. Okay. The Wrath and the Dawn. Hmm. Maybe. Amber in the Ashes. Yes, definitely read this. This whole portrait, I would say, this series has 4 parts, and all the books are amazing. The first one, especially, is very good. So, yeah. Everything I Never Told You. This one is very different from the kind of books I like to read, but the people who like to read these certain genres, they enjoy it a lot. I do think that we are doing pretty well so far. Graceling, no, I don't really recommend this because it's not something very wow kind of a book for me. Daughter of Smoke and Bone, Hard Pass, you can skip this. Delirium, you can give this one a try if it suits you, but for me, it was not really the best fit. City of Ashes, yes, it's a part of the Mortal Instrument series. There are 6 books in that series, so in case you want to get into the whole Cassandra Clare world, you might want to pick this up. The Final Empire Mistborn series. I've heard a lot of this book, but then I had also heard a lot about the Nevernight Chronicles, and I did not like that series. So I'm not too sure if Mistborn is right for recommendation right now or not. City of Glass, obviously, yes. All the 6 books should be in here. For some reason, it's not, and it's popping up here and there, but I personally feel it should be there. Next one, no, I don't recommend this one. The Great and Terrible Beauty, yes, for the right audience, it would be a really great book. Uglies, maybe. The Diviners, again, has mixed opinions, and so I've not read this yet, so I'm very confused to what, not right now. Next up, we have Since You Have Been Home, and this one is, I think, fine. Not very good, not very bad. Cinder, the Luna Chronicles. Overall, if you have asked me 6 months back, I would have fallen head over heels for this series and I would have recommended to you probably at that point of time. But right now, I'm just very much done with female protagonists who trust the wrong people time and again and continuously make bad decisions and then land up in trouble. And so I'm really done with that plot and I don't really want to do anything with that kind of series. So considering my right now mood, not so much. The Atlas 6, yes, I would still recommend you to read it. It's a dark academia book with the involvement of magical abilities and an academy that basically teaches people how to control the kind of magic that they can inhabit. It also has a second part to it, so be mindful. This one ends on a cliffhanger. There isn't a clear ending, so you might take your call. Normal people, very audience specific book. People go gaga over this book, but this book isn't for everyone. It wasn't for me, so you might want to take your call in there. Open Water, not really sure what this is about, so I think I would personally give this one a hard pass. And with that, my friends, we have made it to the end of the video and we have gone through around 100 books specifically so far from the whole list of booktube recommended books on Goodreads. I hope you had a lovely time watching this. And if you have made so far into the video, drop me a book emoji in the comments down below and I'll catch up with you very soon in my next video. If you do have certain ideas that you want me to cover up, especially related to books and Goodreads, I would be happy to do that. Let me know those in the comments as well below. Also, I have attached the link to this whole series down in the description, so go have a look. And until next time, keep your coffee strong and your TBS long. Goodbye.